Okay, so I've got a little plan. We're going to work. The theme today is going to be coordinating movement and breath. All right, so that's what we're doing. Now let's see, David. Would you move a little bit that way? I'm going to record this so I can see how this works out, and also I'm going to put it on the YouTube channel. So let's put this here. Actually, I'm going to hold on to this. All right, let's go ahead and we'll start with Wu Chi as always. We're going to come back to Wu Chi several times today. Okay, just observationally, I was walking outside like I'm always walking. I noticed that I threw some sticks on the ground and the powder was coming up. Look at my shoes. This is from walking just in the grass. They're covered in dust. So yeah, I mean, I could tell when I threw a stick on the ground and like dust came up. Yeah, dust was everywhere, right? Okay, so standing Wuchi. Let's start with this, and we're going to come back to this several times today, but we're going to build up on it. So we'll start with the basics: feet parallel, or as parallel as you can make them, about hip width apart. Now grip with your toes if you can, and actually, if you do this, you coordinate your hands with your toes. It kind of helps. And you might think you don't have any grip strength. Uh, After class, I can show you a few stretches that'll help specific parts of the body, like your toes. And we're going to have some puppy time as well. Okay, knee slightly bent, and then take take your sacrum, and you're going to sort of actually push it just down. Just try to push it down. Now, it might tuck under, and you can certainly tuck under, but really just emphasize pushing down. And what I want you to check for is, do you feel extra weight in your heels? All right. That is the cue that you're in the right general direction. All right. So again, feet parallel, toes gripping, knees slightly bent. Push this down, push the sacrum down. Hopefully you feel a little extra pressure in your heels. All right. So that's the first bow. Now, Rick talks about three bows. The first bow is the legs. The second bow comes from the fontanelle to the head. We'll work on that next. And then the third bow is the arms. Right. We're not going to emphasize the arms right now. So again, feet parallel, knees bent, toes gripping, push down your sacrum. Now, next thing, push your fontanelle up. So your fontanelle from your ears, right? It's a soft spot. Push that up. Now, when you do this, you're actually getting the second bow active. Then the next thing is, remember, thumbs on the sides here and rotate forward. Now, what is this doing? When you do this, what are you doing? You Yeah, you're actually what you're doing. You're yes, you're rotating your arms. This is called medial into the middle. Medial rotation. Lateral is outside. Medial rotation, and it loosens these ligaments here, which softens your chest, which then allows you to either relax or press your chest in to your sacrum, and that actually locks the second bow into your pelvic floor. Right. So what we're doing is we actually sort of build up. So we build up, 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 and then down the middle. Let's do that again. So relax, shake it out. Feet parallel, knees bent, sacrum down, fontanelle up. Now, when the fontanelle comes up, you probably notice that your chin, which might be jutting, comes back. All right. So that's good. You can even emphasize it. And I've got neck damage. So I actually will emphasize this sometimes to try to overcompensate in the other direction. Hands on the side, medial rotation, and then relax in the middle. Okay, that's round one of Wuchi. Now let's do some warming up. We'll start with I've got a plan. I've got a plan for body because of the body parts I want to have. Yeah, I'll have loosened. Okay, so shoulder circles. So just stand comfortably and rotate your shoulders forward slowly. And as you do this, if you notice any crunchies or any soreness, the thing to do is slow down. When I do my flexibility stuff, if I get really deep in a pose, I have to come out really slowly or I'll tear a muscle. In fact, last night I almost did some damage because I got really deeper into a pose than I realized. And it took me about a minute and a half to safely come out of one of my poses. I had to sort of just let go, feel it, and then start to slowly move, alternate, alternate. Let me think, which one was it? It was actually what's it called? I can show you the pose. The problem is I know the names of the pose. I'm on my back. I've got my legs crossed over, and then here I'll just show you. It's this pose. And then I held that for 5 minutes. And the problem is when I do that, I mean, it's great, but that is really good for the hips, but also right here. And if it stretches that so much that if I come back quickly, oh, it, can you imagine tweaking like here on your back and then having a couple weeks of pain? Okay, great. So we've got some shoulder warm up. Now let's open the gate of life. Okay, so maybe feet parallel, a little wider, baby fist, and we're just going to rotate and tap. Now, where are you tapping on the front? Where's your target for the front? Okay, great. Where is that? Where's the dantian? Right here. So okay, where's right there? Get just below the belly button, right? It's just below the belly button, right? Just below the belly button. And then on the back, it's the opposite. Now go ahead and continue working on the rest of your body. So work your way up. Spleen, pancreas, liver. Now, this is doing two things. One, the tap is like a shake, and then we're also warming up our spine. Right, so that's why we're doing this. Okay, now I'm going to reverse the order. The next thing I want to do is I want to check for our tails. All right, so take your right foot, put it out at 45 degrees, step forward a little bit, and you want to go on the outside of your foot. So I'm getting some stretching on my ankle, and then remind me, help me with this one. Is it you turn? Which hand is that? The hand is the same hand. Okay, yeah, good. So if the left foot is forward, the right hand is pointing to the sky, and the left hand is on your back, and then rotate and look around. Now, for me, when I rotate, it may not look like it, but I'm actually leaning to my left. So I'm going to actually pull my body away from the direction I'm leaning and rotate a little bit more so that my spine is more straight up and down or erect. And if you can even tuck your tailbone here, but don't do that. That's a bit much. Okay. Okay. Shake that out just a second. All right, now left foot out, 45 degrees, right foot forward on the ankle. And now left hand up, then go straight down your spine. Right hand goes on your back, in the middle, or even maybe up your spine. Rotate. And again, I'm now leaning to my right, so I'm going to lean away to my left and turn a little bit further. Okay, let's come out of that. I think actually, I'm gonna I'm gonna practice something. We're gonna practice rolling our shoulders a little bit. I'm gonna add in something. So I want you to sort of lean forward and turtle back, maybe squeeze yourself into the middle, and then open yourself up. Rotate externally and really push those shoulders back. And then lean in, rotate in, and then opposite. Okay, so now Phoenix rises from its own ashes. So rotate the right foot out, set on the heel of the left foot. Don't lock your knee. So a little micro bend in your knee. You don't want to lock your knee. Now just reach up and then slowly bend forward, trying to keep your back straight until you feel tightness. And then at that point, go ahead and let your arms relax down and just hang out here for a second. Now, if you want to add a little bit to this, you can pull your heel towards you, but without moving. If you hold that for a bit and then relax, you can go a little bit deeper. That's called PNF or proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. I have to say that every so often, or I cannot remember what the heck it stands for. But here's the basic idea. You have two reflex responses or two stress responses in your body. In the muscles themselves, the sarcomeres, if you go too fast or too often, the muscle tissue itself goes like this and it stops you from doing that. So go ahead and grab your hands behind your back and then really pinch your shoulders and push your chest forward and look up. And then relax. And what PNF does is it works on the other reflex response, where the ligaments connect to the bone. The body thinks that you're about to do too much damage, it relaxes the muscles, and that's what the PNF works on. So what you're basically doing is you're making your body think, oh, you're going too far, and then as soon as you relax, it allows you to go further. So rotate, reach up, bend over, and actually I know Phoenix Rises from its ashes is a great one. I prefer to do this pose on the ground. This is a version where you put your legs into a figure four and bend over a side. Okay, again, pull your heel in just a little bit. Now, the real secret of PNF is you tighten everything until you start to shake, and then you relax. You come on back up, hands behind the back. Really emphasize pinching those shoulders, pushing that chest forward and looking up. Relax for a second. All right, let's see. We're about to, yep, we're done that. Okay, so next thing, feet slightly wider. We're going to reach, I'm going to demonstrate this and then go ahead and do it. So we're going to reach up, we're going to make our arms into a field goal. We're going to push back, really like you're pinching a shoulder, and then and then tuck your tailbone, and while looking straight ahead, push your chest up. So you're pinching your shoulders and pushing your chest up. And then by the way, when you come out of this, relax and then slowly come down like this because you can get your muscles engaged in such a way that if you like try to go forward, I found that that's almost always safe to release on that one. All right. So reach up into the sky, bring your arms down parallel to the ground, maybe to make sure your knees are bent, push your shoulders back and really press your chest forward. And now looking straight ahead, try to put your breastbone up. It's not going to move more than a millimeter or two, but you'll feel it. Does anyone feel that when you push your chest up? And now relax. What do you feel on that? Anybody? Yeah. So yeah. So when you do a full deep breath, or when you do a full if you're doing Tai Chi breathing or whatever, first thing we expand our diaphragm. When you expand your diaphragm, your vagus nerve comes around here. This is actually stimulating your vagus nerve, which means you're stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system. Right. So when you sit, you can't relax your stomach very well. So sitting actually keeps you in your sympathetic nervous system. That's one thing. Second thing, when you do this and you can't relax down here, you know where your body goes for the space to expand? It's up here. So you start to get these muscles compensate for the lack of flexibility down here. So by relaxing these, because we almost all hold tension up here, you're relaxing tension up here, and that actually by relaxing that sitting tension also calms your body down. Okay, let's do one more of these. And then so I'm pushing back like I'm pinching the shoulder between my shoulder blades, looking straight ahead and pushing the chest up and pushing the shoulder blades further back. Oh, and if you need to relax whenever, just go ahead and do it. And then where are you feeling it? Still here? Still back there? Here? Yeah. Okay, so let's just a little bit of shaking. We'll do more shaking, but just shake that out. Okay, back to Wu Chi. We're gonna go to Wu Chi, and we're gonna go through Wu Chi with breath. We're gonna go through a couple more things, and then we're gonna come back to Wu Chi, and we're gonna do Wu Chi, engage the pelvic floor in Wu Chi. All right, so we're going to do something like we just did, except it'll be with Wuchi. So Wuchi, feet parallel, knees bent. So what I want to do is I want to form Wuchi, breathe in, and then relax. So as you slowly breathe in, as I breathe in, I'm going to grip with my toes, bend my knees, push my sacrum down, push my fontanelle up, and then uh, push down here and then relax. So build it up, grip the toes as you breathe in, bend the knees, still breathing in, push the fontanelle up, is still breathing in, rotate the arms, and still breathing in, relax the chest. And then as you start to relax the chest and let everything go. So let's try that with pushing palms. All right, so what we're going to do is build up Uchi. So feet gripping, knees bent, sacrum down, rotate the arms, bring the hands up to your chest. Now, our mid dantian is right on the xiphoid process, so just below the xiphoid process. So breathe in and then press. Now, keeping your hands here, as you breathe in, grip with your toes, tuck your tailbone, relax your chest, and then exhale. Pause, breathe in, reform Wuchi. So toes, knees, sacrum, etc. And then at your own pace. So now let's try the same thing while holding a ball. Okay, so left hand, mid dantian. You want a little bit of a bend here. You don't want too close, too far. Lower hand below it, and I want you to keep your lao gong, the lao gong, lined up. Okay, so right now, just try moving. As you move to the left, rotate your hands, keeping them facing each other, so that the right becomes on the top. And then same thing on the direction. Rotate, 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 rotate. About the middle, you get facing, and then here. That's what we're doing. Now, what I want you to do is I want to synchronize with your breath. So when we get to this side, pause, breathe in. And when you breathe in, expand your belly. And then pause, breathe in. One more each side. And I'm starting to feel tingles in my brain. When you breathe 5 breaths a minute or less, you're doing what's called coherent breathing. 5 minutes, about 5 minutes, 5 breaths per minute is coherent breathing. If you're taller, like above 6'2", you're not 6'2", are you? 6'2"? Okay, well then, if you're 6'2" or higher, actually, you want to go for more like 3.5 breaths per minute. Because you're taller, you have bigger lungs, and so 5 breaths a minute is a balancing breathing practice. So if you just like count to five, pause, exhale for five, pause. If you do that, that will bring your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems generally in balance. All right. If you exhale longer than you inhale, you're emphasizing your parasympathetic nervous system, you're calming yourself down. Right. So when we do this, we're doing a couple things. One, we're paying attention both to our breath and our body. So we're working on our proprioceptive our ability to is it proprioception, your proprioception. Your breath is emphasizing either your a balance or even parasympathetic nervous system, and it'll slowly over time calm you down. Now, the other thing that I want you to think about, and this is really, if you sit in a chair, this might be a better thing to try. You can do this now if you like, but when you're sitting, as you breathe in, so I breathe in by first extending my belly. I can feel a little bit of pressure in the back of the chair, and then I'm expanding here, and then relaxing. So if you can do that 5 breaths a minute, just doing this and staring at a point, you're mixing breath work with drishti or point of focus. That's actually my current meditation practice. I've gone from mantra meditation to just pointing at a. I've got a perfect little missing spot of paint in the wall where I sit from where I sit. So I focus on the missing spot of paint on the floorboard, and then I slowly relax my face and everything. I actually more like three and a half. I get down to 3.5, and when I'm doing the mantra stuff, I do 2 breaths a minute. When you're not moving, you can do that. And the problem I find when I'm meditating, so if I'm meditating with this application that has visual stimulation, I can stay awake it that way. But if I do that for very long, it puts me to sleep, which is really good, but that's not necessarily what you want to do in the morning when you're trying to actually. So 5 breaths a minute or less, focusing on a point and making sure you're using your stomach, that combination alone is going to chill you out. It's going to reduce your cortisol. It's going to help with your endocrine system. It's going to help balance your body. Now, is it going to do it now? No, but if you do it on a regular basis, it's going to over time. And then that 5 minute breath, that's often called water breathing. Water breathing, you can drink it, you can do it any time. If you're going slower and extending your breath longer on the exhale, call that whiskey breathing because it knocks you out. And more than 30 breaths a minute is more called coffee breath. So you push out the breath, but not on the exhale 30 times, take a break. If you do that for very long, you will actually you're upping your sympathetic nervous system, it'll wake you up. So if you need to wake up, you can do that. But don't do that very often. And the only kind of breathing I do in the car is 5 breaths a minute. I don't go slower because you can knock yourself out. And I don't go fast because, in fact, Wim Hof breathing. Have you ever heard of Wim Hof breathing? Okay, I'm going to demonstrate. Don't do this. I'm going to demonstrate Wim Hof breathing. You do it already. What that does is by doing that, you actually are doing you're constricting your blood vessels. You're actually reducing you believe it or not, breathing like that reduces the amount of oxygen you have in your breath. I'm dizzy. It, wow. And you can actually knock yourself out doing that. But when you do that, you oversaturate your body. And so after doing a couple rounds of that, the first time I did it, I was able to hold my breath 2.5 minutes or something like that, which isn't at all impressive. But for me, over a minute is really tough. So you can oversaturate your system. That's for when you want to rile yourself up. 5 breaths a minute, good, equal. So count to five, pause. And you don't have to breathe out through. I breathe out through my mouth out of habit because when I'm doing my flexibility stuff, I actually will sometimes constrict my throat and breathe out slower. So, questions or comments about any of that? Now we're gonna go ahead. Sorry. Now let's do breathing plus wu chi and engage the pelvic floor. So here's the idea of what we're trying to do. So imagine that this is like the bottom of a broom. These are the bristles of a broom, and the broom has a place where the pole screws in. Right, the pole is our spine. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up and then try to relax down. But when we get to the top, what I want you to do is I want you to do two things. And I'm moving the hands just visually. Don't worry about the hand. You're welcome to. What I want you to think about doing is two things. I want you to do a Kegel. So basically pinch like you're having to go to the bathroom, but also pull your belly button in and up. All right. So we're sitting here. And as we breathe in, grip with the feet, knees bent. push the sacrum down, fontanelle up, and then at the top, pull in with the kegel and also with the belly button, and then relax down. Now, on the inhale, grip with the feet, knees, sacrum, fontanelle up. At the top, grip with the kegel and also with the belly button in, and then relax down. And as I relax down, I actually try to emphasize rolling my hips forward so that I'm actually stretching my lower back. And if you can, allowing this to either relax or pushing it down actively. Then one more time in. And now, when you get to the bottom, just sort of stay there, but go ahead and breathe. Let go. Okay, shake it out. Now, I'm sorry, does that do anything for anybody? It took me a couple weeks of doing that to where I could actually engage my pelvic floor. In fact, right there, I wasn't doing a very good job. So let's see. I'm somewhat engaged there. But when I get it, when I'm able to actually get that fully engaged, it feels like a rock. It is black and white. You're either doing it or you're not, right? So go ahead. So tucking the sacrum. Okay, so if you think about it, you've got a bowl for your pelvis, right? So tucking your sacrum does this. It brings your pelvis into neutral. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to attend to extend your spine down here. It's not going to make it flat, but it's going to get it into its natural default shape. The tucking, engaging of the pelvic floor, you can do this here and here, but really what I want you to do is I want you to make a straight broomstick by pushing your fontanelle up. You've tucked your tailbone. So now as you relax your spine down, where does your spine relax into? It relaxes into, oh, there, it's going right into the center of your pelvic floor. So the idea is you align your spine so that it's neutral. That is your hips, your actual, I guess, your spine, the pelvic bowl is actually flat, so nothing's spilling out of it, and then the spine can go right into it. If you're tucked out, when you push your spine down, what happens if you're tucked out? Your spine's going that way. So that really, it's a matter of getting your spine, your spinal column, above your pelvic floor, which is flat, and then relaxing down. That's the idea. Is that no, no? If so, for real, the first time I felt engaging the pelvic floor was like I want to say it was like November of last year. It was around that time frame, for real. I mean, it was, and I've been practicing some kind of yoga since the turn of the century, and this for 10 years. So it takes a while. But the thing is, what you need to do is, for me, when I fell off a train bridge when I was like 17 or 14, I'm sorry, 14, and I landed on my back right here, and in April, it would have been like 2 Novembers ago, I was watching a modification to a pose that I do, and the pose is called wide dog. This is wide dog, all right? And I can do that. The problem is I'm getting nothing in my shoulder blades. This is meant to target here, but I'm targeting back here, which is great, but that's not what I want to target. So this is the adjustment to that pose to make it so I can target here. And then I'm pushing my chest down until I feel it between my shoulder blades. Oh, yeah, right there. And then I just relax. So notice, do you see what this is doing for you right here? And it's also relaxing here. And something snapped, something released. And actually I'll tell you, for a couple of weeks it was painful, because that had been frozen probably for 30, 40 years. And so what I'm doing then to help with that, for this pose here, hits the right spot. So I'm actually building strength around. I mean, if I don't want to, I don't want an MRI scan because I bet you if I were to look, these discs are completely messed up, but they're not causing any problems. So my knowledge of their state is unnecessary, and I would just obsess on it, right? And so by when you have damage to the bone or to the joint, the way to fix it is balance symmetry. Like, so if I'm a little off centered, I want to try to get myself balanced. I also want to put strength around it and flexibility. But if there's damage, I don't want flexibility, I want strength. So this is really good at building strength. The first time I did this, I couldn't hold it for very long at all. So that's a good stretch for your shoulder blades. And the other really good stretch is the one none of you like. It's cliffhanger. And I'll show you two versions of that real quick, and then we'll take a break. The easy version, I'm going to start about there. And then the version I prefer, and then hold that for 5 minutes. And by the time I'm done to 5 minutes, I can almost touch my head to the ground. And what you're actually doing is you're stretching your joints apart, letting synovial fluid in. It hurts like a son of a bitch at first, but then it becomes more of an endorphin for me, an endorphin thing. And actually, the very first time I did that pose, I had something going on in there mentally. I mean, I had some kind of thing that I was holding on to in my shoulders, and I did something like this. I'm like, I mean, have any of you ever had that, like in a yoga class? You're holding a pose and you let something goes away. You don't know what it is, but the whole issues in your tissues thing, that's not theoretical. That's for real. There's memory in your body. Yeah, yeah, same. Yeah, no, exactly. You can hold stuff there, and the great thing is, and this is one of the things I learned at a young age, actually in 2000. Whatever the issue was, your ego wants to know what the issue was. Guess what? Doesn't matter. You something let go. You don't know what it is. You may not ever know what it was, and you don't need to. You'll notice that things are a little bit different afterwards. You've let something go. So you can help your brain by releasing your body, and you can help your body by releasing your brain. There's not a mind body. It's there. The whole thing is one. So if you have something up here, you probably have something somewhere here, and by working on your body, you can release it. Oh yeah, here. Go ahead. Put your Yeah, and then you release. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the thing is, I've almost pulled a muscle doing it. So as long as it feels okay, I don't think it can go too far back. But really, you want to make sure they're perpendicular and then pushing. This is really about pushing your shoulder together, and then this is. I'm not sure exactly what this is doing. This is something Rick gave me this to help energy flow in that part of my back, but I just found it really good to almost too far. Oh yeah, right there. I've got a little pinch right there. So when I feel that pinch, I got to come up really slow because you can when you're because so muscles are filled with fascial tissue, and those smooth surfaces, if you don't move your body, can stick. Sort of like you got two pieces of ham that are wet, like lunch meat. You can pull them apart; they kind of stick together. So by moving your body like that, you're going to find places that are like if you're sedentary. By moving your body, you're releasing that stuff, and slowly over time, your fibers are going to look better. Your muscle fibers are going to look better. All right, questions or comments? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. And actually, so here's the thing. Phone neck is a thing, right? And simply doing this a couple times, like do something like that. It doesn't even have to be that intense. Also, another good way to do the same thing: get on your couch, put your shoulders on your couch, and then just sort of relax your shoulders on the couch and just let your body sort of stretch. And another thing I like to do: I'm sleeping, I'm asleep in bed, or rather, I'm going to sleep. Hello, puppy. And so if you're tight and you just let if you're tight, what your goal here is to relax your muscles because if you relax your muscles, what happens over time is your muscles realize, oh, things are okay. Your muscle fibers look like this. And so these are called sarcomeres. And the sarcomeres start to do, right? And so really flexibility is about calming your head and then allowing the muscles to relax. And then by building more muscles, you build more sarcomeres. So flexibility and extension are a combination of allowing the muscles fibers you have to relax, building more muscle fibers, and then allowing them to relax. And that's how over time you slowly build flexibility and also muscle tone. And by doing that, by stretching your body that way, any kind of smooth surface sticking also gets released. Okay, let's take a break and then we'll practice the form on the inside of the knee here. Mhm. Okay, so here's the thing. I have that same thing on the left side more than the right side. And I don't know. Okay, so with joints, you don't want to push it with joints ever. I believe that. So, for example, yeah. So let me show you some. Something I do almost always when I'm sitting watching TV. I'm sitting in a chair watching TV. I'll do this, and then actually, what I'll actually do is I'll push until I get this to sort of, and then I just hold it like that for a while. This side, I don't feel anything in the knee at all. But this side, if I'm not careful, like if I try to just push here, like right there, I'm starting to feel it. But if I relax the hip, now I'm feeling it all, ooh, right there. And then once I get to it, just a little, not much, it's a little bit of pain. I just sit here and this is called sitting half pigeon. Okay, so what I would get a yoga block and put a yoga block under the one foot, and then on the other foot do this. And now here's the thing. When I started doing this, I was here like 6 months ago. And slowly over time, but the one thing I'd say is, you want to go about 5 minutes aside. You feeling it? Okay, so try pushing like about the middle of your thigh and just now the thing, and then what you want to sort of get it to the point where it's not a lot of effort to get a little bit of pressure. You don't want a lot of pressure because what you want is a little bit of discomfort over a long period of time because that allows the muscles to relax. And also in this case, because we're working, this is also for me more hip than anything. Hips are very complicated and complex. They're complicated in that, well, there's right now I'm just doing one kind of stretch, but sometimes you're doing both. So this is called right. So I don't remember. I'm not going to worry about the names of the poses. I've got extension here and flexion here. So that's two different kinds of stretches, and then the hips are all full of lots and lots of muscles. So there's like probably 25 muscles involved here, and so I'll hold this for a long time 5 minutes. And slowly over time, I work my way down. But a lot of times, I'll actually deliberately do this to get more pressure. I'm trying to get this all open up. So I would say, yeah, yeah, it's basically, yeah, it's just a deep lunge, right? What the difference, like in yoga, we wouldn't do some of the stuff that I do in this place. For this pose, I actually rotate my foot out, and I don't care if my leg falls back at all, because the fourth principle that isn't a principle in the system I follow is it's not how it looks, it's how it feels. All right. And so what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to just relax. And when I started doing this pose, I could not hold it for 5 minutes. What I did was I put a big old stack of blankets on my chest so I could relax my chest. And slowly over time, I built up the arm strength to be able to hold this. Yep. Yep. Now, if you want to do full pigeon, sitting pigeon, put pillows here if you need to. The thing you want though is there's an opening here. If you do this, you bring this foot back, you're losing half the stretch. So you want to make sure this is perpendicular. So you look down. I want to see basically a triangle. Okay, so that no foot forward. So you want your foot under. You want your feet under your knees, and you want this parallel with your chest. Now, if it's too much, put a pillow under either or both knees, because the thing is, you want a little feel for a long time. Now, eventually, with this one. Oh boy, this my ankle's hitting this. Oh yeah. You go forward, and now I'm feeling this all in my hips. Oh, she doesn't mind. Yeah. So, and on the if when you start to feel here, like if push a little further back so that and another thing you might try actually engaging the muscles of the knee. So um like squeeze your calf a little bit and squeeze your hamstrings a little bit because when you engage the muscles, it reduces the tension on the ligament. And my guess is that's a soft tissue. I don't, okay, first of all, I'm not an expert at all, but my guess is that's a soft tissue. Yeah, and it might be arthritis, and that's fine. The secret to arthritis is you keep moving. Yeah, and then butterfly's a good one. Just hold this for a long time. But the thing again, and also with this one, when I'm doing this for stretching, I go like almost four fists out, so I can lean forward. Or sometimes I'll put a pillow under my butt, and that allows the weight of my chest. Because if you can get your upper body weight over, your upper body is doing the work for you. And hold that for 5 minutes. And then when you come back out, when I come back out, I have to actually use my hands to bring my legs together. Another thing you might try with your knees is hero. So knees together, feet back. And again, if you need a pillow, where do you feel it in your knee? So now this is going to stretch up here, right? You're going to get a good stretch here. Over time, this joint's going to get a lot. Now, if you can do this, you might try separating your feet. Now, put a pillow under, but then just I can't go. This is a bit hard on the top of my feet to do this any further. And honestly, this is good enough. You can lean back, but don't lean back unless your butt is hard on the ground. Hard on the ground. Oh yeah, sure. Well, that will not give you a nice stretch on your quads on the front. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Penny, and then I know it's already 11 o'clock. But do you want to go through the form real quick, and then we'll call it? Okay, let me get Penny inside. Hey, Penny, Penny, come. Where you at, sweetie? I hear you. Come on, Penny. Come on, Penny, come. Let's go. Yeah, good girl. Come on. Yeah, that's a sweetie. Let's go inside. Come on, Ripley. Come on, Penny. Come on, let's go inside. Good girl. Did you find some more stuff to roll in? Come on in. Yeah. Oh, you did. You found some more stuff to roll in. Nice. Hmm. Uh huh. I don't know any yoga on the South Side. I mean, and actually, I haven't gone to the only place I've gone to with any kind of consistency is Soul Yoga, which is on May, and I like that place. But I haven't gone to yoga classes consistently for years. And it's a matter of time, not a matter of lack of desire. Yeah, she sure did. Okay. Ugh. Okay, now, Rebecca, would you want to go through, try going through the form with us? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll have you in the middle near Mike. Middle, not because we can see you, but the middle so that you can see other people. And the one thing I would say is try to worry about the feet most. Don't worry about the arms. If you can follow the arms, that's great. But everything in Tai Chi starts with the feet. So look mostly with the feet. And for y'all, what I'll do for the first part of the form at least, I'll say left, right. And so if I say left, I'm pushing to the left with my right foot. So we'll go. We initially at the beginning, sun rises, sun sets. We push to the left to get the weight off our right foot, and then we push to the right, and then balance, push. So that's I'll be saying the direction to which I want you to push your weight. No, no, no. We want you in the middle so you can see more people around you. All right, that's by design. That's by design. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get to a good Wuchi. Feet parallel, tuck your tailbone. Set an intention. I don't. I'm since I'm going to be talking, I'm not going to have an intention. All right, so let's go ahead and start. Sun rises, crosses the sky, and the sun sets. And as the sun sets, really try to get some weight onto your heels. Push to the left, grab a ball, step up into, and then step down and push to the right, push to the left, and now grasp sparrow's tail sequence. Push to the left, push to the right, push to the left, and now this is balanced. Okay, push to the left, sun crosses the sky, grab a tea bag, put the tea bag over the sink, hand comes up to the face, push to the right. Now I'm going to continue pushing with my right foot to rotate my body. Push to the right to get your weight onto your right foot. Grab an incoming arm, push to your left, raise hands, still on the left. Now push to the right, stand up and continue with your weight on your right foot. Rotate hand down a wall, other hand comes up the wall, step and push into your right foot. Sorry, into your left. Step up, push into your right foot, push to the left, push to the right, rotate, push to the left, push to the right, push to the left, right, step up, save a loot, push to the left, push to the right, externally rotate, step down, deflect up and parry. This is a step on the heel, down the face of someone. Clear, press, leave the left hand where it is and pull the right hand apart, and then come back into Uchi. Push to the right, rotate that foot, step and push to the right, push to the left, push to the right, back to the left, and push. Clean the top of the Mini Cooper. Old thing we used to say. Put your weight on your left foot as you rotate. Okay, now weights on the right, weights in the middle, no weights on the right foot. So I push to the right, repulse like a monkey. So my weights on my left foot, weights balanced, weights now back on the left foot, lift and go push like a repulse like a monkey. Weight goes in the middle, weight goes backwards, lift, press. Weight goes middle, weight goes backwards, lift, press one more time. Weight goes middle, weight goes to the back, lift, press. Now push with your weight into your left foot, step your right foot over, grab a ball, step up, throw a frisbee. Push back into the left foot as you grab someone incoming arm, left hands, push into the right foot, throw them over your leg, keep into the right foot, down a wall, up a wall, step. Now someone's grabbed your wrist. So step forward, rotate your hand, fingers down. You've just got their wrist and now push them down, push them down, push them down. I've got my hand over someone's wrist and I'm pushing them to the ground. Don't worry about how far you can go down. And then come up, block, and press through. Push into your right foot, rotate. Push into your left foot, step, snake creeps out, grab, and punch. Push into your left foot, step up, deflect down, and parry. Sweep the leg, press. I push back into my right foot so I can rotate the left foot out, step up. And now we are going to grasp the sparrow's tail. My weight's in my right foot. Now my right comes back to the left. Weight's going to the right as I press and clear. Weight's going to the left and press. Push into your left foot. Sun crosses the sky. Grab a ball or a tea bag. So push into your right foot. And now wave hands like clouds. Weights on my left. Weights on my right. Weight center, weights on my left. Step up. Grab a tea bag. Grab an incoming fist. Push your weight onto your right foot. Press. Step to the left. Grab their arm. Pull it as you push your weight onto your left foot, and then clear. Grab a fist. Step out to the right. Grab their arm. Pull your weight onto your right foot. Clear. And then set your foot on your weight on your left foot. Rotate your right foot. Push your weight onto your right foot, and kick. And then brush knee. Push to your right foot. Brush knee. And then punch down. Push onto your right foot. Block. And then snake creeps out. Here. Go onto your left foot. Kick. Drop. Rotate and push up like you're hitting someone's chin. Push onto your left foot. Grab an incoming arm. Step with that right, into your left foot. Punch. I'm pushing to my right. Clear. Pushing to my left. Step. Push onto my left foot. Cheat. I do a cheat there. Push onto your right foot and rotate however you do. Weights on the left foot. deflect downward, parry, and punch. Clear, press, pull your right hand as you leave your left hand where it is, step up into Wuchi. Part 3, push onto your right foot and pull back to your left foot, push to your right foot, pull back to your left foot, and press. Sun crosses the sky. I'm on my right foot, balanced. Now, push to your right foot, grab a ball. As you push to your left foot, rotate that ball, and then 2. Now, I'm going to push to my right foot and step forward, and I'm going to block. And now we're back to grasp sparrow's tail sequence. Push to my left foot, push to my right foot, push to my left foot, press. And then sun crosses the sky. Okay, push to your right foot, left hand under right elbow, push to your left foot, step up, push to your right foot, right hand under left elbow, rotate around. Now I'm going to push to my left foot, left hand under, push to your right foot, rotate that left foot, right hand under left elbow, rotate around and press. Push to your left foot, rotate your right foot, step up, grab a ball, push to your right foot, and now we're going back to the grass sparrow's tail sequence. Push to your left foot, right foot, pull back and to the left foot, to the right foot and press and clear. Pull back to the left foot and press. Push to your left foot. Sun crosses the sky. Okay. Wave hand like clouds. I'm pushing my weights on my left foot. Now I push to the right foot. Push to the left foot. Push to the right foot. Push to the left foot. Grab a tea bag. Now just sort of slide your feet down. Take your left hand and cover the hole. Come straight down and across and up. Right hand over the left hand. Left hand over the right hand. Come up. Go ahead and put your foot down. Weights centered. Weights on my back leg. Lift. Repulse like a monkey. Weight goes center as I extend my hands. Weight comes back to the back foot. Lift. Weight goes equal. Weight goes to the back foot. Lift. Weight's equal. Weight goes to the back foot. Lift. One more. Weight goes equal. Weight to the back foot. Lift and press. Put your weight into your left foot. Now it's in your right foot. Now it's in your left foot. Push back to your left foot. Grab an incoming arm. Push to your right foot. Throw someone over your leg. Step up. Stork spreads its wings. Down a wall. Step. Press. Someone grabs your wrist. You bring them forward. You rotate, get their hand, step, press down, press down, press down, and then come on up, press through. Push onto your right foot, rotate your body all the way through. Push onto your left foot and block, and then snake creeps out. Push onto the left foot, deflect downward parry and punch. Push onto your right foot, clear, grab a ball. And now the grass sparrow's tail sequence on my weights on my right, weights on my left, weights on my right, weights on my left. You did a pretty good job. You got really far through it. Okay, now push onto your left foot, sun crosses the sky. Push onto your right foot, push to your left foot, push to your right foot, push to your left foot, push to your right foot, push to your left foot, grab a tea bag. Now I've got my weight on my right foot. I rotate my left foot, grab an incoming fist, wrist, grab the wrist, and then pierce. Push to your right foot, cross your hands, rotate, left foot, clear, step, weights on the right foot, push into your left foot as you step up and do a final grass sparrow's tail sequence. So go to the left, go to the right. I'm a little ahead of you, sorry. Push to the left foot, sun crosses the sky. Last of our single whips. Hand covers hole on the right, down. Come to the left foot, deflect downward parrying punch. Right foot, sweep, punch, clear, slows, and pull. Okay, now we weren't actually doing moving meditation. We were actually practicing and I was talking throughout. How was that? Was that okay? Okay. And actually, thanks. So when I'm actually doing the form, I would practice it like this, except I just wouldn't be saying I'd be saying it in my head. I wouldn't be saying it out loud. Um, when I'm doing the form, I wouldn't do that. So notice we were practicing, we weren't doing, if you understand the difference, right? So, but we still, I mean, we still did probably a 15-minute form, and you still got a lot of the feeling. So, any questions or comments about that? An excellent job. You made it a long way through. You did great, honestly. I mean, right? I mean, you were keeping up really well. No, no, but the thing is, it's good you did what you. I mean, normally, I mean, we wouldn't normally have someone go through, but there was only one. Since there was only one new student, I figured also we were doing. It works out well. Hmm. Yeah, but we do single whip maybe 7 times. We do the grass sparrow's tail sequence probably I don't know 9 times or something like that. Yeah, deflect downward parry and punch. So if you know deflect downward parry and punch, and then the grass sparrow's tail sequence, you probably know 20% of the form. So grass sparrow's tail sequence starts here. So I'm here, and then I'm pushing a bird off. I'm grabbing a bird. I'm actually a person. I'm pressing, and I come back and I push. That's the grass sparrow's tail sequence. So I know we're going a little way over, but something I'll say. I've been saying right and left, but there's also a figure eight. I think I mentioned that before. So actually, when I'm here, weights on my big toe, side of the foot, heel to the ball of this foot, outside of the foot, heel to the ball of the right foot, outside of the foot, heel. So I'm actually doing a figure eight around my feet. But for right now, it's right and left. Right. Okay. Yeah. But worry at first. Don't worry about figure eight's great, but left to right is good enough to start with, and then you can worry about outside of the foot and so on. So work your way up. You don't have to figure the figure eight thing. I spent 2 months every time I did the form just emphasizing the figure eight, just to sort of get it so that I just do it. So I don't even think about it now. I just do it because I've made it a habit. So you practice something until it becomes a habit, and then that becomes a natural way that you happen to be in the form. And then for a while, I was actually emphasizing trying to keep my chest pushed down, actually push down, not relax down. And what you do when I do this, it limits where my hands move naturally. Like as a martial form, you don't need to block out to here because if the punch is here, they're not going to hit you. So the block goes to here, side of the body. That's all you need to do, right? And just so far, because as soon as you do this, now your weight's off balance and someone can pull you. So a lot of it has to do with if I do this, I'm giving you my weight. So notice I'm pushing first with my tailbone tucked, and if I keep my tailbone tucked, it's a little more awkward to push my body forward. But I'm actually pressing forward, and I'm giving you less because my weight's back. But as soon as you do this, your weight forward. As soon as your weight becomes over here, I'm easy to topple. So, so yeah, so it's a lot of it's physics. A lot of it is physics. Yeah. All right, excellent. Enjoy.